Well, I want to go to Donald Trump's hush money trial now, where closing arguments are expected next Tuesday. That's after the defense rested a few hours ago following testimony from its final witness, lawyer Robert Costello. He briefly advised Michael Cohen, and his time on the stand will be best remembered for his heated standoff with Judge Juan Merchan. Donald Trump did not testify in his own defense after all. The former U.S. president has pleaded not guilty to the 34 felony counts. Our Kara Skinnell reports.
The defense rested their case on Tuesday without former President Donald Trump taking the stand in his historic hush money trial.
I'm going to be in there almost 5 weeks in court.
On Monday, the prosecution rested its case, having called 20 witnesses over 19 days, totaling over 50 hours of testimony. Meanwhile, Trump's team called just 2 witnesses with about 2 hours of testimony. The majority of that time came from former advisor to Trump's ex-lawyer Michael Cohen, Robert Costello. The defense hoped to use Costello to attack Cohen's credibility, but Costello ended up angering the judge on Monday, leading the judge to clear the courtroom to address his decorum.
We have a phenomenal case. We've won the case by any standard.
Prosecutors began their case approximately 1 month ago by questioning former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker. Pecker laid out the catch-and-kill scheme at the crux of the prosecution's case. Prosecutors allege Trump falsified business records to cover up a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels to block her story of an alleged affair with Trump from becoming public to influence the 2016 election. Trump denies the affair.
Was it hush money to stay silent?
Yes. The story was coming out again.
All eyes were on Daniels when she took the stand. Prosecutors sought to bolster her testimony by having Daniels recall specific details of her alleged sexual encounter with Trump and the events surrounding it. The prosecution's final and star witness was Michael Cohen, the only one who can directly link Trump to the alleged crimes.
I just want to get through this so that I can start my own life again.
Cohen walked the jury through Trump's involvement, recounting conversations with Trump when he directed Cohen to pay off Daniels before the 2016 election, as well as the 11 checks, including ones Trump personally signed to reimburse Cohen for the funds that he paid to Daniels out of his pocket.
And he says to me something to the effect of, "Don't worry, Michael. Your January and February reimbursement checks are coming."
Cohen testified the check stubs were false because they said the payments were made for a retainer agreement. During intense cross-examination, Trump's team's main objective was to undercut Cohen's credibility, aiming to paint him as a vengeful liar who hates Trump.
Michael Cohen is a convicted liar, and he's got no credibility whatsoever.
Trump attorney Todd Blanche got Cohen to admit he stole from the Trump organization. In one of the most dramatic moments in the trial, Cohen was pressed over his memory of a key phone conversation when Cohen said he told Trump Daniels' deal was getting resolved.
Well, the White House is condemning a video posted on Donald Trump's Truth Social account that appears to reference Nazi Germany. The video, which shows the front page of a fake newspaper the day after this year's November elections, has since been deleted from the account. It references a, quote, unified Reich, which, if Trump is re-elected this year, the term Reich is often associated with Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler. Trump's campaign says the video was not created by them, but was reposted by a staffer who did not notice the words. President Joe Biden is accusing Trump of using Hitler's language.